But I was
That's even worse.
like,
Because it's
grab
like,
my
why
shit,
you
put it back over me, and tucked into it like a burrito roll myself.
Yeah, that's me for sure. Like, you ain't gonna get it this
Bitch, you
time.
gonna take it this time, right?
You got to pull hard. Yeah.
Bet you What up? What up? What up? What up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of More to Discuss. I am your host, NunFlyyer, and here with my beautiful co-host and daughter, the Toes.
It told.
What up with a girly man? We missed a week. This feels good being back in the old virtual
It
stew.
feels amazing to be back. I've missed you guys so
Hey,
much.
we miss you too.
It's gonna
And
be next week too. So it's like last week. I mean, so
you in transition, so it's a good thing. It's a transition to a better area.
they
Hey,
were. Like I love leveling up, but I hate the process of moving. Like I despise it.
yeah, it's some bullshit. I hate moving too. I'm pretty sure a lot of people do. You know what I mean? And your white people house is still looking immaculate. Gotta love that.
Yes, we're gonna be here for a while, guys. Don't forget, I'm still getting my piano played to me every morning per use. You know how that goes.
Oh shit. All right, so we gonna hop into this young show. First topic, man. So the motherfucking feds, man. They chose not to pick up young Shaquilla Robinson's case. So now it's like, damn. You know what I'm
No
saying?
justice for Shankola. Yeah, I was reading about that, and I think it really surprised me how they found that girl not guilty. One, and two, like they're still just like dropping it. Like there's nothing that they're doing. It's like, oh, the Mexican officials, could do whatever they want to do, but they're not doing anything.
I told you, right? It's gonna take a lot of money. It's gonna take some money. And people have to go out there with a lawyer that's about some shit and
Yeah,
issues.
the way they handle crime in Mexico is completely different than how they handle it, out here. So it's like,
Yeah, that's why you gotta have a lawyer that's about his shit. You go over there, read up on the laws, brush up on the shit, pull up
yeah,
some indictments, get some people extradited. You know what I'm saying?
right.
But it's gonna take some dough, and I think that's fucked up, especially for black people, because that's what it always seems to boil down to.
I was
Like,
gonna say, do you think it has to do with the fact that she was just visiting, like, why they're not taking it as like a serious crime because she was just there for the moment, like she ain't reside here, so whatever.
so I believe that a minute piece of reason is because of the border issue in terms of it's not the United States, so they
Right,
can always hide behind it. We can only do so much shit, right?
right,
Um, so I believe a lot of it got to do with that, but um, I believe mainly though is because she black. Um,
yeah.
the relations between Mexico and the United States aren't bad to where you can't
They would
use
they would just be like, oh, F it, you know what I mean? Yeah,
right. Um, but again, to move on some shit like that costs a lot of money to do, right? And that's just what it comes down to. People not having the funds
I
to pay
just
for
feel
that.
like I feel so bad for her family and just like everybody because it's like though she was laid to rest and everything is just like it never goes away.
Especially when you can't get no justice for it.
Right. Like it never goes that's what I'm saying. Like especially when there's no justice, it never goes away. So for it to just be something that's thrown out the window, I think that's completely crazy. I do hope and pray that something comes up where they open it back up, like some type of evidence comes about, something happens, or her mama get a GoFundMe where they fund them to be able to get a lawyer to be able to continue this in Mexico. Um, I do hope something happens because that's crazy to me. Like when I seen that, I had to we had to talk about it this week because it's one of those things that's like the level of injustice that just goes on a regular basis is insane, and it's just swept under the rug, and it's just like all right, whatever.
So I don't know who's gonna hear this, but I do know this. Beautiful idea when you was talking about the GoFundMe. I'm pretty sure they have one set up,
Yeah.
but they're gonna need way bigger donations. So what I hope and pray for these people is that you know, they get some type of celebrity backing, somebody, champion the
Yeah.
cause because it's a fucked up situation and she needs to get that justice. And I believe, because I am no legal expert, so it is just my honest opinion, ever so humble opinion, that it's gonna take dough to get that
Oh,
woman
for sure,
get
110% is gonna take though because at the end of the day, when you really think about it, like just off of what they've done with what they have, that clearly has not been enough. So you gotta back it with something else. You have to because
something big.
that's somebody's child. This is their family. You know they doing what they can.
And it was
Even
fucked
gone
up.
as far as it's gone. You know what I mean? So it's like,
And I was seeing I was seeing some other stuff on uh Willie D's podcast. Shout out to Willie D, from the Ghetto Boys. Um, that it's a lot of people dying in Mexico. It's a lot of Americans dying in Mexico, not just black people, but a lot of Americans are dying in Mexico. But I
you think
believe they
that's
have been
what
for a
it is,
long time.
or it's
It's
like
just that
just coincidence.
no, I believe it has been for a long time. I just believe that it's more magnified now because of social media, because
Right.
of everybody got camera phones, because
Yeah.
news is dispatched so quickly now that it's kind of hard to sweep just any old thing under the rug, right?
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, man, they like be careful. You know what I'm saying? Going across the borders like that,
Traveling, make sure you with people that you could trust.
and you stay
Um,
in the right places, right areas.
That's why people like, oh, you're boring, you're boring. Maybe when I go, like when I was in Puerto Rico, I literally stayed at our Airbnb. We walked to the beach that was like 5 minutes away. Um, the boys went to the trenches, but I was literally on bricks the whole time. They were gone. It was scary. I know what was going on, but everybody came back. Like it was just one of those things where it's like you have to be very careful because a person, especially if they realize that you're not from there, oh yeah, they're gonna see what you're about every time.
So you got to treat traveling across the seas or going abroad like a first date. You got to stay in like a well lit area,
Very,
be a
yeah,
good publicized place where there's a lot of people and shit,
yeah,
and you stick to
always.
those rules. Don't be talking to
Don't make
strangers.
no wrong turns.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man, first date that shit because they people out there losing their lives and apparently ain't getting no
Left and
justice or
right.
nothing for it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? That's horrible. But yeah, rest in peace to Shanquilla, man.
yeah,
And I
man.
do hope that her family gets some type of momentum, man, in terms of dough, because that's what's gonna
Yeah, 'cause
take.
they're literally talking about that the evidence that is available does not support a federal prosecution. Like, what more evidence do you need that then this girl was
Hey, man,
and murdered through well, how
it's
many other people? Like three or four other people were involved in the situation overall.
it's gonna take dough. You know what I'm saying?
Like, but that's just scary because it's like imagine the amount of things that happened or that has happened that are just because people don't have dough.
Okay. Hey,
Folks out here that's really not getting justice because they aren't rich as fuck or they don't have a 6 figure lifestyle. That's crazy. That's scary. And that's it's very sad. And for the justice system to supposed to be something that's protecting and serving and bluely bluely, whatever the case may be, that's straight bullshit.
right, because it don't work that way for everybody.
Not
You
at all.
know. So yeah, they need that. Hopefully, they get that, and it'd be a beautiful thing. Um, to the switching of the old topics, right? Oh, and again, man, rest in peace to Shaquilla, man. And I do really, really, really.
It's such a heavy topic, man. That shit's crazy.
But it's even more fucked up because it's no. It seems like it's no win. You know what I'm saying? Like
No matter what you do.
no matter what they got going on, right? That's crazy. But yeah, man, the old acting homie Morgan Freeman. You probably
Love
don't know him.
him.
Young and shit. You hella young and shit. It's he hella old. But my man says that Black History Month and the term African American are both an insult. And now, out of respect for my elders, I'm gonna ride with him. You know what I'm saying? Plus
But
he
what
owed
do you
me.
like? But how do you feel about that? Like, regarding of like his reasoning behind why he feels that way.
So I know a few people who feel like that. Um, because we have no nothing to tie ourselves back to, right? So they can just call us whatever they want to call us, basically, because we done went from Negroes to Black Americans to, you know what I'm saying, like they change what we are or how we are perceived.
Yeah, so many different ways. Yeah. I mean, I agree and I don't. It's like I'm on both sides of the fence. I would say not both sides. I'm very neutral to the situation because though I'm pro black always, I also don't get too deep in all of that because at the same time, y'all niggas know y'all the most superior. Y'all could have held shit down a different type of way, even though it was like a mass manipulation type of thing. Y'all know they can't take it at the end of the day. So it's like it's one of those things where it's like we kind of gotta tap back into our power, who we are, and understand that and show that. And that was not shown for so long. So I mean, we gave them the opportunity to be able to paint that narrative, and at the same time, it's like, well, how many people want to die? Da, da, da. But regardless of us pushing back or not, folks were still dying. So you should have pushed back and should have fought for that extra little oomph. You know what I mean? Until I mean, they did eventually, but it was years, and thousands and hundreds of years. That shit just been going crazy. So that's why I'm on the opposite side. However, to be on the side of agreeing with him, um, I feel like people should be addressed by what they genuinely are, and I feel like if we have a specific name that we want to be addressed as or gone by, it has to start from within.
But we're okay. First of all, we gonna hold that. We gonna pin that right quick. We gotta tackle the issue of Black History Month, right? Um,
Okay,
I, I get it, but then only because I was raised in it.
but what's a month though?
That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, I don't because
Like like Whitney and Bobby said, we need another month. We need a year. Like,
so
what do you mean? Like,
I just believe that since we are American history, we should just be ingrained in it in general, right?
naturally, right?
Um, it shouldn't be, you know, taught or even focused or like it has to be the discussion of everything that black people has provided for this country and have contributed to this country, right? And that can span many historical books, school books or whatever, right?
It,
So
the scarcity amount of what is actually taught in schools is disgusting. At least to say, because growing up, learning what I learned, and then taking myself unlearning and reteaching myself things that are true, that's not mixed and mingled. The forbidden knowledge is crazy.
especially when it comes to us, right?
Yeah,
Um, with that being that, right? The information age is a is a godsend, right?
definitely.
Um, although you have to decipher and weed through a whole bunch of bullshit,
Mhm.
you kind of finds what strikes you. Certain shit hits you in a
And that's
certain
how you
way,
know. Yeah,
right? So, um, but outside of that, you got to kind of like get into it and kind of find out where you at and where you settle in this whole situation, right? In terms of who you are and where you come from.
right,
There's no way to again because we have no, you know, we came to this country as a commodity, not as a person, right? So a lot of that is lost in all types of translation, right?
right.
Um, so that's gone. You know what I mean? So how could you, even if it did come from within, you can't get a come from within from everybody. You know what I'm saying? And then who you go ask, how you go run that census. You go put it on Facebook. What should we be called as Black people in the United
That's
States
what
of
I'm
America?
saying.
You know what
It's
I'm saying?
so deep and it goes back so far. It's one of those things where it's like you gotta just like
I mean, you got to consider the fact that our whole existence has been boiled down to a color. Crazy is that? You know what I'm saying?
when in reality we are everything. We the only race that can create anything.
So, you
Like
know, it's so lost that again they can just call us whatever the hell they want to call us as long as it ain't too disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas will fall in line with whatever, right? And
yeah.
that's why terms like nigga are so endearing because at the end of the day, niggas don't know where they come from. You know what I'm saying? Like you can do all the 23andMe's and heritage shits and shit
I be wanting
and
to do that,
find out.
but I don't
I,
want to give together no more of my information than they already got. They good.
I did, and I didn't have a problem with it because I was in prison, so they got my DNA regardless.
Yeah.
I mean,
What did you
all the databases,
in
nigga,
your 23 and
nigga,
me?
fucking
What did you discover? Because maybe I
Covis, nigga,
put a little bit of stuff in.
all of them. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't worried by that one bit. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I don't be doing shit anyway.
Like,
So
what did you discover? Like, what are you? Are you just
well,
all nigga?
pretty much a lot of me, a lot, a lot of me is definitely mostly nigga. Yeah, definitely.
What's up?
No, but I'm a Nigerian, West African, the majority. Um, Definitely Egyptian. I got Pharaoh's blood in me for sure.
That's funny because
Yeah.
someone mistook me as a Nigerian when I was in summer school one summer back in the days.
You technically are on your
So
father's side.
it made sense.
You technically are on your father's side. You know what I'm
Amen to that.
talking about? But yeah, I got my whole 23andMe breed up. Wait, you see that? Probably can't.
That is so crazy. That's so
Okay.
cool. Well, not my face. I mean, it probably would work because I look just like you,
Just
but
might. You know what I'm saying? It just
yeah,
might.
that is so
Okay,
cool.
so watch
Though
this.
I probably won't never do that. That is really dope to like know that I got a little bit of Nigerian, a little bit of everything.
Okay, hold
That's
on, watch this.
beautiful. African American, Nigerian. What else we got? What else we got?
Hold on. I'm gonna show you. Hold up.
That'd be excited now.
Yeah, because half of this is you. All right, so look.
Yes.
Okay, bam.
Okay, there we go. Nigerian. Oh, we some real, we over there.
Mm-hmm.
Look, we over there. Yeah, makes sense. I love that.
Said so everything. Ghanaian, Liberian, Sierra Leonean, 18%, all of that. Uh Shit. Congolese, Southern East African, Angolan, Southern East African again. Shit. 8% British and Irish.
I knew
Point
I was. I
point
literally knew
hold up.
that I
I'm,
was freaking British. I
I'm
knew
finna
that.
tell you, we got 10% European in us, 10.1%. The most of that, which is 8.3%, is British or Irish and Irish. From England. It's got England up under there. A little bit of French and German in us, 0.6%. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and broadly Northwestern European. A little bit of Asian, you know what I'm saying?
It makes sense
Indonesian,
in my eyes. It makes sense.
you know what I'm
It
saying?
is coming from the eyes, so that makes sense.
Arabian, Egyptian, and Levantine. So we're Levites as well, a little
Wow.
bit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a Levite
And
and
an Egyptian.
an Arabian.
Yeah, all that. We got that going with us. So yeah, it's cool shit to know. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, still wouldn't know what to be called. You see all that shit? That's a
Hell
lot
no,
of
that's a
shit.
lot of shit. Like you gotta make like a word or something. Like you gotta like take like a letter from each thing or whatever it comes out as. That's what that is.
And
Like
that's the problem with us as a people in general, right? We just don't know. We just don't fucking know. You know what I'm saying? So that's fucked up. And that's why it's disrespectful. I understand what he's saying. An insult because, but we can't take it no other way. Because what would we be called, and how would we figure that out?
yeah, other than
You
doing
see what
stuff
I'm
like
saying?
that. But then everybody do an 23 me and figure that out, right? Then it's like
And then
a
whatever
lot
the
of people
majority of motherfuckers is, that's what we
stupid
go
in the
with.
face. because it's like, damn, nigga, you mad you begin called nigga, nigga, you're not even a nigga for real, nigga. So what's the problem, nigga? Nigga,
Hey,
shit. What's
hey,
the
so
issue? Like, what's really the issue? You not even really a nigga, bro.
hey, we get all the black people in the United States to do it, and then whatever most of us is, that's what we go
That's
by.
what we are. Yeah. Half of us gonna be like West Indies and Ghana and Egyptian. It's gonna be all back to the roots. You know what I mean? It's not
Yeah,
gonna be the color of our skin. Because that's what like everybody like I've always stuck to the fact like, oh, what are you? I've always like I was like mixed. I don't feel just black.
with a
I,
lot of
I just my taste, my palates. I love Mediterranean food. I love different things. Like, and if I was just black, like, I can't get down with just Southern food, hog marks, all that shit. I don't like that shit. I like the different shit.
so the average black person in America is technically mixed with a whole bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? Because not only did we bring the genes that we came with, but
Yeah,
we
but
also
that's
mixed
all
with
mixed in too with
all the genes that was here.
motherfuckers. Yeah, because you know everybody want a piece of black, and that's why it's crazy. Because even the slave niggas knew was even the slave owners knew it was up. They gotta have one mixed kid in their bloodline because they know, nigga, we superior, nigga. What did you talk about? They knew that they needed that level of bloodline to be able to keep their shit going. Like, yeah, I
Well,
got shit going, but this that shit. We need that shit.
it's
We
more
gonna
genetic than that.
pass the key here, nigga. Shit.
It's
Like,
it's it's more genetic than that in the fact that they're allergic to the sun. They need as much as light skinned kids as they need to have
hell
in order to keep
yeah.
their bloodline going because it ain't gonna work out for them in the
With
end.
them cave dwellers.
It's gonna be hard for them in the end because this motherfucker ain't doing nothing but getting hotter. You know what I'm saying?
And they ain't doing nothing but getting wrinkly or
Mm.
turning into dust.
Hmm.
Okay?
Hmm.
While we glowing. You see the skin?
Yeah, yeah, that's what it's supposed to do. We like living solar panels around this bitch.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, we should be called the worldians because it's more of
That
us
is
than
perfect.
anything around this bitch. You know what I'm saying?
That's
On the
actually
face of the
perfect.
planet, nigga, it's
The
more
word.
melanated folk than it is not. You know,
Yeah, no, and I think I was having this conversation with who was it? It was one of my friends, and we were talking about like how people like Dominicans, all different
oh,
types of race, they be black as hell.
Mexicans,
They be black
Cubans,
as
all
hell.
of them.
Like what? And it's like you don't understand. It's the melanation. Like mother, y'all niggas is crazy. We come from all over the world.
Name an island other than Iceland or Greenland. Think that don't have niggas
No facts.
that are
No, that's a real
predominantly
fact.
niggas. You know what I'm saying?
That's a
Like,
real
what do
fact
you
because
mean?
we're everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere and everything. We're the that's where going back to how I like started my conversation where it's like though it was a mass manipulation thing, like if you really tap in to what we are and who we are, as far as like strength and anatomy and life,
Yeah.
if everybody turn that light on, baby, Wakanda forever. I'ma say it every
I
time.
mean,
As soon as that light turn on, nigga, it's gonna be Wakanda forever. Cause niggas gonna really know, like, nigga, yeah, nigga, we that. We it, we everything. That's really what it is.
but that's pretty much that's why we, bigger, faster, better, stronger,
Come
smarter,
on, these
uh,
athletes, nigga, what you talk about? Like,
can work harder, longer,
they
without the
endurance is
aid, without being
crazy.
chemically aided. Uh,
A black bodybuilder that don't got no nothing keeping up the same, if not more, stamina and body mass than a nigga that's being injected every 3 days with some shit to make him bigger.
yeah, yeah, we
Just off the strength.
we're built a little bit different. You know what I'm
You
saying?
see the babies?
A little bit
These
different.
babies are turned these new black babies is like Hercules babies. They're doing
Mm.
all types of crazy stuff, walking around, pushing furniture around at 6 months, all type of crazy stuff. White babies don't do nothing but coo and ka at
Yeah,
six
they
months
hang in. You know what I'm
and
saying?
flip over. They just not rolling.
We are a little bit different, right? I mean, we are literal gods on
Really
earth.
pay. That's why I'm saying it's deeper than that. Like
That's why it's a
literal
lot of
God.
us. That's why it's so many of us. You know what I'm saying? It's a crazy, crazy thing. That's a topic for another day. But on to the topic with Morgan Freeman and the way you feel about that, I believe in that wholeheartedly. But it ain't nothing we can do about it. I don't understand. You know, I don't. I'm with him basically
Yeah,
because
I am as well.
it's an insult, but it's an insult that we're gonna have to continuously bear because what else they gonna do? Now the Black History Month shit, we don't go for that shit because they've been vulturing our culture
For
since our culture was a culture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's our history is sought after, you know, by people as far as Asia, China, Japan, uh, they seek to learn about us. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
But I was also looking at that too. I was watching this video and it was like, um, it wasn't a video, it was Jackass, and they were in Thailand and they were, doing their crazy shit. But it was like hella just Asians with like braids and just like certain styles
Right.
stuff. Like they just doing this shit. Over here they're making it a problem when they just enjoy the fact that it looks nice.
So the world embrace us because the world know we are the key to this shit, right?
Yeah.
The only real people that have a problem with us, it would seem, is the United States of America. Um, and you can hear that from soldiers, military soldiers, to tell you, man, we
I'll
go
tell you
anywhere in
that,
the world,
yeah.
and they love us. They love black people, right? Particularly black males. So that's pretty much all who I talk to about it. But I'm pretty sure the same way black women know. You know what I'm saying? They love us all. Um, so our history is going to be known.
Everything.
Information age now. More and more plight. The more and more light that shine on our plight as black people in the United States of America, more people get interested in who we are, right? So that's a beautiful thing. Although it has to come from a lot of tragedy or tragic moments, more people dig into what we about, right? So the history of us way transcends a month regardless, right? So that is an insult. It should all just be bundled into what America is because we are what America is.
Built up off our big old backs, babe.
You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, man, I'm glad we was able to have that conversation because that was dope. Um, so uh, the big thing for me, and this is the kicker in terms of topic switching, and your boy from what up, Dre, Deidre,
Oh yes, Day Deidra. Hello, Day.
how are you? Yeah, but in terms of switching up the conversation, man, and your boy Marcus Houston and his young OG baby wife,
Child bride. That's how y'all feel about that. Like that's how y'all go throw that in there. Child bride. Oh my god.
she's like 17,
First of
12
all,
or something like that.
she literally was like 19.
Yeah,
Like
she.
it's not that bad.
Yeah,
She
it
was
is that bad.
perfect
What do
when
you
her
mean? This
sister
nigga
was
like
younger.
this.
But they went Maine when she was like 19.
So look though, he been
He was in
dealing
his
with the
30s.
bras. He been dealing with the bras since she was 14. Okay,
Yeah.
actually, he said 17, but nah,
Hello, mother.
nah. You know what I'm saying? Not happening. So, uh,
No, she
on
wasn't.
to that. What? Okay, so I don't know if you know about the whole B2K thing and them dudes supposed to have been essayed by their managers and all that.
Yes.
Okay, so that's that whole same camp, right?
Yeah.
I believe that's a more psychological thing. Bam. So he's
It's a
yes,
part
he
of
is.
that.
Except he is like a little R. Kelly. Only he married
Yes.
her instead
Yeah.
of
I was about to say, I
instead
think I
of
was
just
talking to my mom about it earlier. It's like
putting
a
them in
instance he
dungeons.
kind of did it the right way, but it's still wrong. But he did it the right way.
But okay, there is no right way when you've been courting a little girl since she was 16, 17 years old. I'm gonna keep going back in age because it's all the same shit to me. So be expecting that. She gonna end up being 9 by the time we're done with this conversation. But it's all the same shit to me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's some bullshit, nigga. You Marcus Houston, you could have waited till she was 21, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like
I
I
mean,
I just don't get
can we
the
roll that down because it ties into a lot of like what he was saying, like of how he felt about older women and then things like that too.
bump indeed. You know what I'm saying? He needed to bump up her motherfucking ID card numbers. That's what he needed to do.
Oh my god.
Hey, but I believe it's more psychological than anything. He tried to blame it on the fact that he didn't want a woman with kids and uh he didn't want a woman, don't like a woman with attitude and a woman with experience and know too much and you can't tell him
Too
nothing.
independent was the
So
correct exact terms he said.
you want an OG slave, basically. We were just talking about slavery, wasn't we? See how it
Yeah.
tied in? It was
I feel like his defense was um he grew up in a different era where women were more soft and they wanted to be provided for and he wanted something more with that. But it's like You would go for an older woman because that's what she was brought up on, correct?
I mean, you would think so, right?
Right.
You would think so, right?
That's something that really sounds logical to me because it's like you're saying that you don't want someone with a certain type of mindset, but you're literally dealing with someone that was growing up off of those qualities of that mindset that you literally despise.
Dude, there is nothing of like about the eras that they grew up in. They grew
Right.
up in two completely different eras.
Yeah.
She's not even in her era yet.
At all.
She ain't
Right.
even grown up into
Right.
her era yet. She
Well,
don't
like
even know
now
what
she's
her
older,
era
but
is.
like yeah,
He can't relate.
she's
Okay,
like
now
22 now.
understand this, man. I'm all for the occasional bad bitch finding the sugar daddy. That's great. You know what I'm saying? Everybody grown though. And I mean grown to the extent of 24, 25,
Right.
27, 29. You know what I'm saying? Grown for all intents and purposes, right? At least grew into their era of life, right? Um, because at the end of the day, or past a certain point in life, age technically ain't nothing but a number. You got 50-year-olds marrying 30-year-olds, and people go
Right.
have a problem with that, but god damn it, they both grown.
And happy.
You know
So
what I'm
that's all
saying?
that matters.
70-year-olds having babies by 23-year-olds or 20, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But they grown. You know what I'm
Crazy.
saying? When you prey on,
It's about a mental thing.
it's gotta be,
It is.
gotta be,
It's him wanting that level of control, that level of
wants to
he wants to be able
manipulate.
to mold her mind how he wants it to.
Yes, yes. She trying to build a bitch like
Yeah, literally.
factory. You know what I'm saying? He trying-
110% built the bitch. Like literally, that's exactly what he did. And I feel like it ain't right because you in turn are once this girl wakes up from this psychosis that you got her under, she gonna have a life going past whatever. And now she gotta figure out what the fuck she wanna do with herself when she gets back to herself. If she ever wakes up and sees that, unless she just got her in too deep and then she's
no, but
done.
she okay, so he's always gonna run the risk of her wanting to do shit that people do her age, right?
Right.
Only so much
That's the worst part about it.
right. There's only so much arm candying one can do before one wants to be them and do what the fuck they want to do. So now you finna run around Magic Mountain with the bitch? You know what I'm saying? Like this is crazy.
I mean,
You know
he
what I
said
mean?
himself he got a young mind.
Father daughter
So
dances and
he can
shit.
keep
This is
up.
what we doing. You know what I'm saying?
And we
Like,
say he got a young mind so he can keep up.
fuck you gonna do with an 18, 19, 17 year old girl, bro? You ain't
I
even
mean,
giving
but
her a chance to grow
that's where that
into a
control comes
woman.
in because she has to draw into her mind whatever he wants is best. I don't know how situations like that work.
It's
So
going to
it's
be a
like,
problem. Yeah, as soon as she do what she want to do, it's going to be a problem. That's going to be the
but
issue.
that's why he conditions her to what I like is what we do.
Yeah, but you can't condition against the world though. The
You can't
internet is a motherfucker, and
because
I'm
social
sure she
media,
got
baby, let me tell
friends that like
you,
to do.
if
Nigga,
you living like you 50 and you only 24, social media gonna show you what a real 24-year-old supposed to be doing, and you gonna want to go too. You gonna want to go to Miami. You're gonna want to go to Carnival.
she gonna be standing
You
over
gonna
that
want
nigga
to do all of these things.
after that nigga have a heart attack because she done dragged that nigga through some intensive young person
She
shit.
gonna catch herself up and doing some shiesty shit, putting herself in a
Yeah,
position where he old
yeah.
and you know what I'm saying. He gotta be fucked up so that she can go live her life.
She's not even mentally. She hasn't. She
She hasn't had the chance to figure out if that's what she wants for herself. Like
at all, man.
it's not
And
fair.
at all, and that's the point, bro. Like you can't, man. That's
I
just
feel
horrible.
like it's not fair just in general when a older person presents someone younger anyways because it's nothing but manipulation. They're not really making that decision based off of what's really going on. They don't really know. All they're knowing is what you showing them or how you're making them air quotes feel.
So,
And not saying want to challenge the decision it's off of emotion. It's not off of logical things, you know?
especially when that younger isn't even old, has no experience in life.
Exactly. You can tell somebody anything and they can think that's what it is. That's what
And
that conditioning stuff really comes from.
and because of who he is, man, the allure is that
Oh,
much
I got
more
somebody that's
enticing,
the
right?
same man. So I got somebody
Right.
that's he been in the line. He been in this business for a long time, so he knows what's going on. He knows
Right.
how.
He
Da-da-da-da-da.
knows how this shit go, right? That's
Right.
why he chose to. I'm telling you, trying to build a bitch, and then when he get her where he want her to be, he go introduce a whole. This nigga finna have a whole harem of just young stupid broads
I mean,
running around here.
I feel like that's the process for a lot of famous people in relationships aspect these days. They try to introduce more than one situation into it because I mean people are just little people for certain things. No one actually is happy with what they have. They're just using certain people for certain things.
Once you have the type of money where you can literally do what you want, you kind of start thinking that way,
But
like you
why
can
does
do
money
what you want.
but why does having so much money equate to oh I could treat and do things like whatever if like fuck
Because
people easier.
it's easier to run out of options, so you get bored a whole lot quicker.
I guess.
Especially if you're the type of person that's greedy and you fucking uh uh fucking gores on just life. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta every day constantly do this because you've been wanting to do it, or you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta constantly be spending that dough because you got it. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just relaxing, taking care of business, enjoying this here, enjoying that there. A lot of people gorge on life. They're greedy, man. They want everything so fast they get bored. Then they tend to just go through grooming at his finest indeed, right? That's exactly what that is. And the crazy shit is he trying to make it look cool. Like
But that's what they're doing with everything. I feel like in this world these days, like everything that's not okay, someone's trying to find a way to shake it or twist it or bend it to where it's like, oh, that's cool. No, it's not cool. Like the shit that's going on is not cool because you got to think about the young minds that's coming up out here. It's already bad enough that the young kids is looking grown as hell.
that
It's already bad enough that that's going on. Now outside the fact that just their appearance is the target, now we got folks actually out here preying and picking on the minds that don't really know what the fuck is it, what it is. That's not fair. Kids ain't getting the chance to experience who they are, what they are, anything like that, because so many different things are just being thrown and just I don't know.
I think it's
I'm
a
glad I
code.
wasn't a highly influential child. I guess let's just say, like I was in all the mix, but I was never influenced by it.
Right. Okay. So like even growing up back in my day, man, you had, bad senior bras pulling off in cars with grown ass niggas, right? So I'm not saying it's a thing that don't happen. You know what I'm saying? I'd have been mad at plenty of grown ass niggas in proper ass cars taking all the bad bitches from the school. So I'm not saying it's not a thing that don't happen, right?
But it's
Um,
been happening. Like
it's right, but it's one thing when you put it out there like it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like once that broad left, you didn't know what we knew. But you know what the fuck they was going to go do. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't all parading out there, wasn't all over the place, right? Um, so in knowing you got this type of lifestyle and knowing that you are in the limelight or whatever, you you have to have a certain tact, even if that's what you into, right? Like you can't. Man, we was raised for respect, and we were raised to care about the household. We was raised to care about the image of the family and the family name for a reason, right?
right.
Because you don't want to be out here embarrassing your folks, right? So because you were a star, and I'm pretty sure at that point, I'm not, and I don't want to disrespect nobody's parents, but I don't know how much raising you having when you out there touring and being a star and shit, right?
You don't have much or none. You got
So
your road folks. And that's where like a lot of like people that grew up in that limelight and stuff like that, they fall to like addiction and all this different crazy things like that just because there's no guidance. There's nothing. They can only turn to substance
right,
for a quiet moment or for a release or for you know what I mean? So it's like they don't have that understanding. So I feel like Marcus Houston, what he's doing to this girl is low key what somebody did to him.
yes, and that's what I was saying, especially knowing that whole circle jerk of people that they ran with. Um, hurt people. That's for sure. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
You run around mad at the world, you seeking to make other people mad with you. Misery loves company, blah, 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 blah,
That's how
right?
that goes.
So you boil that down to my man mental state. Uh, yeah. Say he want to be. a manipulator like he was manipulated. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
110%. Because they got me, but they didn't get me all the way. But when I get my girl, I'm gonna make sure she's good. This man's a whole time.
Yeah, right. So they trying to make okay. So yeah, they trying to make it like a part of the LGBTQ thing to be a pedo. Like they supposed to have rights and shit. Like it's my right to like 9-year-old kids.
Well, you know, in
Also,
Canada,
your right to get fucked
they
up.
were talking about passing this bill in Canada where, as long as the
This is
parents
my 9-year-old
consent,
kid anyway.
they can take the kids and you know what I'm saying, do whatever, long as the parents consent. They're trying to get that fucking passion. I think that's really weird because it's like, what is the attraction to a child's innocence? What is the attraction to someone that doesn't have the ability to make their own decision and actually know what the fuck is going on? Why is that something that is so um alluring to people? Like, what is so amazing about that?
So here's what I believe, and it's gonna sound kind of racist, but uh
The world is racist, whatever.
um so I don't want to do that because that's not politically correct. So it's not a us kind of thing, right? You know what I'm saying?
No, a
Like
lot
it,
of
but no, I'm saying that to the effect
don't
that
be that.
because no, because it is in effect that it's creepy uncles and a lot of our people get SA too, right?
Yeah,
So I'm not saying that to say that like that, right? But to and I also believe a lot of that come from them too. But whatever. Um, to glorify it though, right? To actually make it seem like it's some cool shit to do,
yeah.
you
That
know.
my man don't want to end up in jail like R. Kelly. That's why he's trying to, like I said, air quotes, do it the right way.
Okay, bam, with the marriage shit, right? But now that he got her though, she go bring others. Again, I'm sure she has friends. You see what I'm saying? It's a
That's
whole
how that
thing,
goes. That's how that goes.
whole thing. There is an agenda though. It is an agenda for sure. It is, and this is why I'm saying it's a sickness, man. Like I, okay, so I can understand this too, right? So kings and back in the day or whatever had babies by younger women in order to preserve,
To keep their, yeah, like they would have their wives, but then they, I don't know if you've seen this called like on the Handmaid's Tale. They did
right.
that shit
I've
like
seen
that.
that.
They had the
Right,
wives, and then they had the breeding bitches that they had. It would come in after they cycle every month and get bang 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 so they can get pregnant.
right. So I've seen that. I've seen that whole show. Like we could actually talk about that too, because I've seen like all the episodes of like the
I
first
haven't
season.
seen all of it. I kind of got a little too
But yeah,
caffeine.
it gets weird. It turns.
Got a little
But
heavy.
so yeah, same thing, right? Same thing. But it's for a reason, and it's not like um so so I was trying to be so politically correct. It's ridiculous.
Say what you gotta say. You forget,
But
like, say what you gotta say. As long as it don't get
so
us flagged, say what you gotta say.
but it might. That's why I'm not.
Oh, that's the only thing.
I'm about 87.5% sure that it will. But I do know this though, right? With today's day and age and the time and the way this shit is with motherfuckers evolving and with all the knowledge that we have, you have to evolve with a certain type of empathy or a certain amount of empathy in order to know that kids are off limits, right? Because it
Yeah.
has nothing to do with your sexual gratifications and your sick shit. They gotta live, man. They gotta learn. They gotta experience. They gotta do
And
their
it
shit.
never goes away. I don't give a fuck what somebody says. Once you do something like that to a child, they still have their whole life to go through that. They still experiencing that. That now depicts on the type of relationships they have.
The type
Uh,
of people that they grow to be.
deal with everything. Like that just ruins everything.
And that's what's fucked up, right? That's why I think it's so fucked up, right? Like, why you can't this is the
Consider that when
attraction.
people come
This
out and discuss
is
thought process and their perspective.
okay, so right, and that's people, right? People will do that, but you got to think about kids, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, so your sexual gratifications or your perspective, it weighs way more than how this kid is gonna grow up and move throughout
They
this
don't think
world.
about that
Like you essaying this
until, let's
kid,
say, 20 years later. You in jail. Your victim comes visit you. I'm so sorry. I didn't think it would affect you like this. Bitch, yes you did. You didn't care.
or
You just wanted
or
to do what your sick ass wanted to do.
or 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 you know, one time, 20 years later, this nigga shooting up a movie theater. You
People don't understand. It's
know what I'm
just
saying?
like we
So,
were talking about that trans person that shot up that church.
or
We
you know
don't
what I'm
know
saying?
what was done to this trans person before they were trans. That could have also aided in them wanting to be a trans person because
Or
what happened to them in the body that they were born with, I would rather be somebody different than keep going through what happened to me when I was a little boy.
you treat me like this, so I might as well be this type of shit.
Right.
Um,
Literally.
so it, that type of shit comes with a lot, and that's why I believe it should be. Uh,
Off
uh,
limits, bro.
I mean, it is off limits for sure, but it should
I
be.
mean, in your book, but a lot of
I think the
motherfuckers don't see it
punishment
that
for
way.
it should be way heavier than what it is. Basically, I think it should be one of the things that's right on line with murder because you
No, for
essentially
sure. I
fucking
think
up
they
the
passed it.
trajectory
I
of
seen
a whole
something
person.
where they passed. I think it was in Florida or somewhere, where they passed a bill
Ah,
where
mom's is back. What's
you
up, man? How you doing? How you
hey
been?
gay. I think it was in Florida that they passed a bill where if you are a predator, like a sexual predator, you get the death penalty. Yeah, that's what I feel like
That's what
because you
that's how that should be
well,
because you ruined the life of this
so you
child.
need to go
You
ahead
know
and
what
get up
I'm
out
saying?
of here because that's just one child. That's nothing people don't understand. You throw somebody for in jail for 5 years for raping somebody, they get out. There's another victim. They've had 5 years to fester on who the fuck else they was about to get.
Yeah,
What do
yeah,
you
yeah. And then go right back to it.
and then to figure out,
'Cause,
okay, how did I do this wrong? She only caught me because I kept going over there consistently. So what I'm gonna do is make sure we meet in different places so when nobody know what's going on.
you
If they're
know,
gonna they gonna figure out a master plan on how to work around whatever got them caught up the first time,
or
that they
or
can just do it under wraps.
or just work a whole nother victim, work a whole nother angle because they're
People
sick
people
like
get
that.
sicker. Like people go
Yeah,
from dealing with people outside their family. If being people outside the family is too risky, they target their own family members because they
yeah.
know they can convince them to be quiet and to you know what I'm saying, let it happen. Versus someone that's got more of an influence and more different people around them that they can actually say like, "Hey, this is happening to me."
And then when they say that or after it happens, they feel some like embarrassed or shamed or like you
Oh, every
can't
time the
you
victim
can't
always gonna feel shame because you feel dirty. It's not even really a shame. It's a really dirty feeling because you know it's wrong.
right. And that's crazy because
Adrenochrome is
they
crazy.
know it's wrong too.
Exactly. And yeah, adrenochrome. Do y'all know that adrenochrome
Right,
is
right,
the key to immortality?
right. But yeah,
Y'all know?
that's you know the person who's doing it knows it's wrong too, and that's what's fucked up. And at the end of the day, the only person that's fucked up about it is the kid. You know what I'm saying?
Every time it only falls back on the victim, and I feel like Marcus Houston is not right.
Oh no. I mean,
I'm not on his side, and I don't think it's okay. I pray that it didn't mess her up. That's what I
I,
pray.
I don't. Okay, so she's old enough, I believe. Well, I don't know when he actually started messing with her, so I
If
can't
they
really.
went public, she was 19. You know, they
But
were dealing with each other years
right.
prior to that.
So, but I think that because she was born in this era, that he's gonna have more problems with her not staying in this
But then
era.
that's when the domestic violence come in, possibly
Hey,
getting killed,
hey,
all this
hey,
other
man,
crazy shit happens.
we ain't even
When you
tipped
could have
on
just
that.
dealt with somebody that was grown. Okay, you don't have to deal with somebody that's 44, but there's bitches that's 30. There's bitches that's 28, 25. You got a whole
That
spectrum
lived a little
to
bit, right? That
play
lived a
with.
little bit
You have to go under that belt for what? What's
because they
under
don't
that?
want nobody that live. You can't manipulate nobody that grow opinions.
But it's a lot
Kind
of
of
folks out
hard.
here that don't got that mental strength, unfortunately, that you
Yeah,
can still
yeah,
work with.
yeah, yeah. When she was a child, it gotta be if she
If
was
you just want to
marrying
be
her at 19.
if there is folks out here
Yeah, she was dealing with her when she
super
was a kid.
manipulative,
But you can't. I mean, you can because you got some women and some even men that blame uh infatuation or love on infatuation or vice versa, right?
Mm-hmm.
And once they realize it's not what it is, or the person that they fell in love with ain't what thought they were, and that's when a lot of the abuse and all that shit start too.
Comes down to mm-hmm.
When niggas don't take the time to learn motherfuckers
Really
about
learn who they dealing. Hey,
now,
man.
you're gonna get that with a kid because kids are still learning who the fuck they are.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's gonna happen. It's gonna. It's. I feel sorry for the girl. I mean, I guess she agreed. Not like she had much choice because
I
grooming and
would say I wouldn't
manipulation
say
is a
agree more
motherfucker.
than like I guess okay.
Right.
Go
Um,
with the flow, I guess you could say.
I knew it was something up with them niggas though, man. We had beef with them niggas from back in the day, but I knew it was something up with them cats, man. Like, and then to find out that they whole campus on some other shit, I kind of
But that's
like,
everybody. It
we
is
wrote whole diss
that
songs about them niggas as kids.
limelight. A lot of like boy band, girl groups, all that. They had the worst end of it, and they were scared into a lot of the stuff that they had to do.
Yeah,
And
forced
told
into it,
if you let
manipulated
anybody
into it.
know, or if anybody find out about this, it's really you're the problem. So why would you even say anything?
Right.
And it does suck because that in turn has caused him to be a freaking weirdo as a grown man. But
Oh man. You know what I'm saying? The God, man. And the
moral of the
thing,
story, we gotta protect our children from the
motherfuckers was
predators.
rocking out to my nigga shit. And I guess you can separate the
I
artist from
love Marcus Houston. That's why I'm
because
saying I love me some. Oh,
a nigga ain't gonna not sing I Will Never Lie Again. But that was my
like I
shit.
love Marcus Houston music.
You
But
know, I
knowing
go
what's coming with that is like, but that's just like R. Kelly. Like I'm not gonna stop listening to AJ number Bumpy Grind. I'm not gonna stop listening to that because we was doing like that had to do with me. Like I'm not listening to that. Think about that. But a
right.
lot of his lyrics do make sense because he used a lot of babies and little girls and he likes his ready
I
and
knew he was gonna
little
say that.
ladies and a lot of that. He it
So
makes sense. But I'm still gonna vibe. Like seems like you ready. Like
hey cousin, what's up with it?
girl, are you
Hey,
ready? How you
yeah,
doing,
so
China?
I never seen nothing wrong with a little bit of bump and grind.
I mean,
However,
either.
if
I
the
ain't never
bumping and
seen nothing
grinding,
wrong.
you know,
Ever.
I just managed to
Like,
bump and grind in my age range.
right. And not and when he was saying that I didn't know how broad the spectrum really was on his nothing wrong.
Oh man,
However,
this nigga didn't see nothing wrong at all.
at all. Like which there was just no range of wrong in this nigga's lifestyle.
No
So it's
ceilings, my
like
nigga. No ceilings.
I get that. That's you. That's why you're in jail. Right. That's what you get.
Hmm.
But I still love the song. Um
Fucking genius when it comes to music,
Part
man.
one, part two
One of the
of
greatest, one of
Sex
the
Me part
greatest to
one
ever
and
do it.
two, preferably
This
part two because he ate that shit alive.
so look,
I'm
this
not
nigga
mad.
has bangers all the way back to R. Kelly in the public announcement days. This nigga got bangers all the way back to Vibe, right? So it was kind of crushing that his fall was as meteoric as it was because this dude that gave us all the hits, nigga. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like a R. Kelly joint was a joint indeed, right?
every time.
So that kind of hurt. Like I ain't even gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit
Then
kind of
it kind
hurt.
of make you want to be like, it's a
Like
little too late, but
yeah, no, I feel that way right now to this day. Like that nigga couldn't babysit my kids like at all.
babysit
So
my kids, nigga. No, I would
you
never
know,
even. Like I think it was one time when everything first happened. I was joking. I was like, "Shit, I wish my mom would have took me to an arcade concert." And everybody looked at me like I was so crazy, and I'm like, "It was
hey,
a joke. Relax. Like I was.
hey,
It
we
was
can
a
go.
joke. It was a
Hey,
joke."
now we can go. We just can't go backstage. You safe for going to the
Right?
club and
Like
shit.
no, but I ain't gonna snitch. But it's like it's one of those things. Like it was a joke. I was kidding. Like I wasn't serious. Like I was joking. Stuff. Everybody was like, "Ah, you're crazy. Why would you?" It's like, bro, because you got to think about it. It's a lot of shit happening to people with the no with at no expense. They're just, you know what I'm saying. At least he was paying these motherfuckers and getting them right, keeping them up. It's a lot of motherfuckers that just going through this shit
This
and
nigga,
they're at the bottom of the barrel and they don't even eat. These niggas ain't even being fed, nigga. They
this
getting
nigga,
flooded out and just thrown into a basement to a dark room, bitch. You gotta sit in your own sadness.
This nigga was paying off whole families and shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like at least it came
Families wasn't
to
tripping until the TV
something.
people came asking questions.
Yeah,
Nigga,
God. Like I'm not saying it's right, but he won't do it the other way around. Yeah, I mean,
no,
I
he
don't
was
know.
nigga
Like
all this time, all this
I'm a
motherfucking time.
very
You really
neutral
think?
party.
Come
Like
on,
I
man.
feel like that's why I fit in this not hell no. That's why I feel like I fit into just the podcast world in general because I'm not one sided at all. Like I wanted to hit her. Look, I told you she couldn't stand me.
Yeah,
But I feel like I'm very neutral minded when it comes to everything because I get both sides, but at the same time, it doesn't make it right. It
right.
does
I mean,
not make it
yeah.
right. But I can dissect it and understand why. You know what I mean? I'm paying for your mama let you
Hey,
come,
man.
so why am I the bad guy? But you are the bad guy because you had that thought process. What made you think that feeling that way or thinking that way was even remotely okay?
Because that's what he wanted to do, and that's my thing. And I guess that's my whole
But
point,
what
right?
the
Dude
fuck
wanted
happened to
to
R.
do
Kelly do where you just gotta have somebody's child? Like,
it.
what happened to you, my boy?
Again, man, I heard, or did you watch any of the fucking the
Surviving?
yeah? Did you watch them?
I think I watched like one or two episodes with my mom, but because I am a victim of SA, I kind of like shied away from it. It kind of hit a little bit too deep.
So this dude was saying that uh as a kid he had was awkward looking and shit, and he couldn't read and shit, so his fucking confidence and shit was bullshit, right? Um, so through singing and all that shit, how he started getting famous and shit. All he ever wanted was like a girlfriend, like he always, you know what I mean? And he just didn't level up maturely, quotes all over the place because this is what they was saying in the shit.
Right.
Um, so he kind of took a liking to younger girls or whatever because he felt it easier to relate to them for whatever
Okay.
reason.
More impressionable.
But
Yeah.
then when he got older, he realized that shit wasn't cool, which I'm pretty sure he realized it wasn't cool in the first place. That's why he started. That's why he married the woman he married. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and he chose to fuck with the women and girls that he fucked with because his wife was just like a front because he
Yeah.
knew
She
that
was
she was wrong. You know what
the
I'm saying?
last, the
He knew
beard.
that she was wrong. So, um, but yeah, they tried to blame it on my man's mental growth.
Okay.
I
Well, I
don't know
could
how.
see,
I don't
I,
know
I,
how.
I could
You
see
know.
that. However, though mental growth is real and it does like being stagnant mentally and all that shit is very real and scientifically proven. I do feel like growing up and seeing how things are, you still understand right from wrong, and
Right.
there's things in life that shows you're not supposed to be doing. Like I don't, I can all day long think a dog is so cute. Oh my god, I'm not gonna have sex with it. That's not you don't do that. Like
Yeah,
that's not something that you
but
do.
there are people that do, and that's a whole other show for a whole other topic.
Like I just I feel like it's like a chemical imbalance
Yeah,
for
it
real.
is. It
Like I really
literally
think
is
it's
though.
something that's like deeper,
But
like a brain in your brain. Like
it is, but is it? Because understand this, right? Not everybody is wired the same. Although the majority of us have some semblance of human nature esque empathy. You know what I'm saying? It's those of us who literally don't. You know, and everybody has their own fucking mind frame and wiring and shit
yeah,
because
because I
we all
never understood how
big.
a person you get off from people's pain.
Right.
You
So
see
okay,
somebody hurting,
because
doing that, you're doing them something that's bringing them pain. Like you, that's your thing. Like okay,
so you never know where motherfuckers past them been, right? So it's
Bruh,
people
for
out there
me
that
being sexually assaulted, I would never sit back and be like, oh, I'm about to go do that. Yeah.
well because
No, because I know how I felt.
right,
No.
right, and that feeling for you translated into the right shit,
Yeah.
whereas to
Like, I'm not gonna do that.
others it translates into well shit, it happened to
It
me,
happened to
I can
me.
do
I
it to
can go
other
do it to
people.
them.
Or right, translated into it happened to me, so I'm finna hurt you in a whole nother way.
That's
Like
it.
it's a thing, man. It's a thing that I don't think kids should even have to go through. Like if you leave them the fuck alone, they won't have to worry about that shit.
Let
You know
them
what
be
I'm saying?
children. Let them live and grow and experience their personal lives and what's for them. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, let them grow into what they. And then if they fuck around and as a young lady like old dudes, the nigga you
That's
in.
what she like.
Yeah, the nigga you
Maybe
in.
she got daddy
Hey,
issues.
you can't do nothing about that. They not your issues.
People
But you
find
didn't
happiness
force
in
them
marrying
issues.
others, but that's not happiness. That's where
Nah, that's
more abuse and
uh
crazy can come through when it's
uh
because you're not actually happy.
not revenge. That's there you go. Like masochism. Yep. That's uh evil, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is.
Anytime you
No, it is.
find
I feel like
happiness
it's
in
a
the
lot of people
motherfucking
out here
pain,
like
that's
that.
some
Like
evil shit.
they've gone through things, and because of they can be jealous of what somebody else have, how happy they actually can be within themselves. Anything they gotta pull that shit down. They have to do something, even if it's to their kids. Like I don't know. I just pray for Marcus Houston's child bride, and I hope that she or her children are not preyed upon any further, even though she already married to the nigga. But hopefully she really is in love with him, and it's a mutual understanding now that she's an adult.
So I hope first of all she didn't sign no prenups, and in that fact, I want to give her a shout out for locking down that bag for sure. Um, make sure that y'all have a bunch of kids so he can't get what I'm saying away with most of that money when y'all do break up because you gonna run him down. Uh,
I want to stay there. Yeah,
she gonna run him down. You'll get most of the nigga money. So congratulations to that. Other than that, I hope you survive this shit, man, with half your scruples or most of your scruples because been dealing with manipulating people, man, and dealing with groomers, pedos of the like. You might be in for a hard road, homegirl. You know what I'm talking
yeah.
about? So yeah, man. That's been another episode of More to Discuss, man. We had it. I heard a minute, man. You know what I'm saying? We've been back. Sorry for missing last week. We know y'all miss us. We miss y'all too. We
Love
are and
Lurch.
forever will be powered by y'all. So we in this bitch. Hit us on all the socials. Like, share, subscribe, do all the things. NunFlyyer and the toes on pretty much everything. And yeah, man. Join us next week. We out this bitch.
Peace.
But I was like,
That's even worse because it's
grab
like
my
why
shit,
you need
put it
to
back
keep.
over me, and tucked into it like a burrito roll myself.
Yeah, that's me for sure. Like you ain't go get it
Nigga,
this
bitch, you
time.
gonna take it this time, right?
You got to pull hard.
Bet
Yeah.
you